What's up, everybody? Welcome to Plumbing with Tim, and welcome to Toilet Repair Basics. In this first lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Before you can fix the toilet, you need to understand the basic parts and what each part does. A lot of beginners make the mistake of jumping straight into replacing parts. They see water leaking or they hear the toilet running and they just start guessing. That's not how you want to learn plumbing. A good plumber does not guess first. A good plumber looks, listens, understands the system, and then figures out what is actually causing the problem. So in this lesson, I'm going to walk you through the main parts of the toilet, both inside the tank and around the outside. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to look at the toilet and identify the basic parts involved in the most common toilet repairs. Let's start with the tank. The tank is the upper part of the toilet that holds the water used for the flush. When you flush the toilet, the water stored in the tank is released into the bowl. That rush of water is what starts the flushing action. Most of the parts that cause a toilet to run or leak are found inside this tank. So anytime you're diagnosing a toilet problem, one of the first things you should do is to remove the tank lid and look inside. Be careful with the tank lid, it's porcelain. It can crack, chip, or break. If you drop it, set it somewhere safe, flat, and out of the way. On the outside of the tank, you have the toilet handle. Most people know this as the part you push down to flush. But inside the tank, the handle that connects to a part called the trip lever. When you push the handle down, the trip lever lifts the chain lifts the flapper, then the water leaves the tank and enters the bowl. That's why a loose handle, a broken handle, or a bad chain adjustment can cause flushing problems. Sometimes the toilet does not need a major repair. Sometimes the handle is loose, the lever is damaged, or the chain is not adjusted correctly. One thing to remember, toilet handle nuts are reverse threaded. That means they tighten and loosen opposite of what you may expect. So don't force it. If something feels wrong, slow down and look at what you're working with. Next, let's look at the chain. The chain connects the trip lever to the flapper. When you push the handle, the lever pulls the chain and the chain lifts the flapper. The chain needs the right amount of slack. If the chain is too loose, the flapper may not lift high enough and the toilet may have a weak flush. If the chain is too tight, it can hold the flapper open slightly, which can cause the toilet to keep running. That is one of the easiest things to overlook. A toilet can run all day just because the chain is too tight or caught underneath the flapper, which runs your water bill up and costs you a lot of money. So before you start replacing parts, check the chain. Now let's talk about the flapper. The flapper is one of the most common parts you'll replace during basic toilet repair. Your toilet flapper may look like this. It might even look like this. It might even be different colors like this. It sits at the bottom of the tank and seals the opening between the tank and the bowl. When the toilet is not being flushed, the flapper stays closed and holds the water in the tank. When you flush, the chain lifts the flapper, water rushes into the bowl, and the flapper drops back down to seal the tank again. If the flapper is warped, worn out, dirty, cracked, or not sealing properly, water can slowly leak from the tank into the bowl. When that happens, the fill valve keeps turning on to refill the tank. That's why a bad flapper is one of the most common causes of a running toilet. Here's the simple way to think about it. If water is sneaking past the flapper, the toilet is going to try to keep filling itself. The flapper sits on the flush valve. The flush valve is the larger opening at the bottom center of the tank where water exits the tank and goes into the bowl during a flush. You usually won't replace the flush valve as often as the flapper, but it is still important to understand. If the flush valve seat is damaged, cracked, or rough, a new flapper may not seal correctly. That's why you do not just throw parts at the problem. If you replace a flapper and the toilet still leaks into the bowl, the problem might not be the flapper. The issue could be the surface of the flapper that it's trying to seal against. Connected to the flush valve is the overflow tube. The overflow tube is the vertical tube inside the tank. Its job is to keep the tank from overflowing if the water level gets too high. If the fill valve does not shut off and keeps filling, the extra water goes into the overflow tube instead of spilling over the top of the tank. This is a safety feature. But if water is constantly running into the overflow tube, that tells you something is wrong. Usually the water level is too high or the fill valve is not shutting off properly. So when you open a toilet tank and see water going into the overflow tube, that is a clue. Now let's look at the fill valve. The fill valve is the part that brings the water back into the tank after the flush. After the toilet flushes, the water level in the tank drops. The fill valve opens and lets water into the tank until it reaches the proper level. Once the water reaches the right level, the fill valve shuts off. If the fill valve is bad, the toilet may keep running, refill slowly, make a noise, or not fill properly at all. Most modern fill valves have an adjustment that lets you raise or lower the water level. That water level matters. If the water level is too high, water may run back into the overflow tube. If the water level is too low, the toilet may have a weak flush. So the fill valve controls more than just refilling the tank. It affects how the toilet performs. Connected to the fill valve, you usually see a small tube called the refill tube. The refill tube sends some water into the overflow tube after the flush. The water helps refill the bowl after the toilet flushes. The refill tube should usually be clipped over the overflow tube, not shoved deep down inside it. If installed incorrectly, it can cause problems. You also sometimes see these things popping off, which also causes issues, and the toilet bowl will not refill with water like it usually would. This is a small part, but it matters. A lot of plumbing is like that. Small details make a big difference. Now let's move outside of the tank and look at the bowl. The bowl is the lower part of the toilet that holds water and receives the waste. The water sitting in the bowl is important because it creates a seal that helps block sewer gases from coming back into the building. When the toilet flushes, water from the tank enters the bowl and helps move waste through the trapway and into the drain system. If the water level is too low or if the toilet is not flushing properly, there may be an issue with the toilet itself, the trapway, the venting, or the drain line. For beginners, we're focusing mostly on basic toilet repairs, but you still need to understand that the bowl is part of a bigger plumbing system. The base is the bottom part of the toilet that sits on the floor. At the base, you usually see the toilet bolts, also called closet bolts. These bolts help secure the toilet to the flange. If the toilet rocks or moves, that is a problem. A loose toilet can break the seal underneath, which can lead to leaks around the base. You may also see decorative caps over the closet bolts. Those caps just cover the bolts and make the toilet look finished. If you see water around the base of the toilet, don't automatically assume it's the wax ring. It could be the supply line, the tank, condensation, or water coming from somewhere else running down. Always trace the water. Now let's talk about the water supply. Behind or beside the toilet, you should see a shutoff valve. The shutoff valve controls the water going to the toilet. Before doing most toilet repairs, you'll shut this valve off. Connected to the shutoff valve is the toilet supply line. The supply line carries water from the valve to the fill valve at the bottom of the tank. A leak near the toilet does not always come from inside the toilet. Sometimes it comes from the supply line connection, the shutoff valve, the fill valve nut under the tank, an old or damaged supply hose. So if you're diagnosing water on the floor, check these areas first. Also, never assume the shutoff valve works perfectly. Some older valves do not shut off all the way. Some may start leaking when you turn them. Under the toilet, between the toilet and the flange, is the wax ring or the toilet seal. The wax ring seals the connection between the toilet outlet and the drain opening. The toilet flange is connected to the drain piping and is what the toilet bolts secure to. If the wax ring fails, water may leak around the base when the toilet is flushed. You may also smell sewer gas. Remember, you cannot fully inspect the wax ring without removing the toilet. That's why you want to diagnose carefully before jumping to conclusions. As you see, I have two different wax rings. One is just a normal wax ring. One is a wax ring with a sleeve, or some call them horns. The horn is basically just for proper alignment on the flange. So if water is showing up around the base, check everything above it first. Check the tank, check the supply line, check the fill valve connection, check the tank to bowl area, then decide if the toilet needs to be pulled to check the wax ring. Let's do a quick recap. The main toilet parts you need to know are the tank, which stores the water for the flush, the handle and the trip lever, which start the flush, the chain, which lifts the flapper, which seals the water inside the tank, the flush valve, where the water leaves the tank, the overflow tube, which protects the tank from overflowing, the fill valve, which refills the tank, the refill tube, which helps refill the bowl, which receives the water and waste, the base, on which it sits on the floor, the closet bolts, which secure the toilet to the floor. They could also be metal. The wax ring, which could also have a sleeve or a horn, and that seals the toilet to the flange. The flange, which connects the toilet to the drain system. The shutoff valve and the supply line, which bring water to the toilet. Once you understand these parts, toilet repair becomes a lot less confusing. So in closing, before you worry about replacing parts, you need to understand what you're looking at. In my next video, I'm going to break down what actually happens when you flush a toilet. That's important because once you understand the flushing sequence, diagnosing these problems becomes a lot easier. So you have a simple assignment for this video. Go look at a toilet, remove the tank lid carefully. Identify the handle, trip lever, chain, flapper, flush valve, overflow tube, fill valve, and refill tube. Don't touch anything yet, just identify the parts. The better you get at recognizing the parts, the better you'll get at diagnosing the problem. I'll see you in the next video.